Hey there guys, and welcome to TrueRaiders. Today I've got you a little money making guide as of all weeks that we have. You can go check out all the other videos that we have down below in the description or at the end of this video. If this one doesn't suit your personal preference, obviously there are tons more. So I hope this one definitely fits you, because I personally love PVMing and I absolutely love dragons. So this one is the blue dragons. Here I'm going to show you the best way to make the possible amount of money out of what you can with your stats. Currently I'm working with the stats that you can see down in the bottom right, and I'm just going to show you how to maximize the amount of cash that I can get at the moment. So I'm taking a war tortoise with me. I've got a anti-fire potion. Of course you can use a prayer potion if you prefer. I don't tend to use them. You can obviously bring food if you have lower stats, and we are going to the Tavily dungeons, by the way. So for this I will be using a level 70 agility skill, so I can pass through this tunnel right here. You can use a dust key, but remember, by using a dust key you're sacrificing one space. So I prefer to take dual wielded weapons, one offhand and one rune. Sorry, let me start that again. One offhand and one main weapon, just because it can maximize my damage. So I can actually clear out these dragons a lot faster. So let me just show you real quick what I can do. So I'm just going to put on prayer, and I'm just going to clear through these really quickly. Make sure you pot up, and then you basically just kill these over time. It will take you, I'm going to say about 15 seconds for my stats. I think I'm working with 85 range. Yes, I am. Yeah, 85 range, and I can get through them in about 15 seconds. That's just my stats at the moment. You can obviously clear through these a lot faster if you take maybe a range potion or something like that that can boost your stats a little bit more. Obviously if you take a super defense, you're pretty good. But what I find that I like to take the anti-fire potions instead of taking an anti-fire shield, because I can maximize my damage. And of course I don't actually take any damage if I was to take the anti-fire shield, so bear that in mind if you want to do melee. I'm doing range because of course their weakness is bolts. So you want to find, if you're going to use any type of PVMing skill, you want to go with that weakness preferably. It helps. So what do these drop? They drop a lot of green charms, they drop a lot of herbs and other charms of course, and every single time they will drop one blue hide, one blue dragon hide and one bone. So these bones can be sold for current GP prices about 4k, so it's quite good. But of course you can bury them and gain some prayer experience. But I do have a guide on how you can actually gain a little bit more experience as you're doing prayer. So if you want to check that one out, again you can go down below and check that out. So I roughly fill a full war tortoise and my inventory in about I'm going to say 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes maybe, and that can be on average. It really depends. I can probably clear through these a lot faster if I take some other things, but of course this is what I work with. What armor am I using? Sorry, I didn't mention that before, but I am using Armadillo currently. The reason why I use Armadillo is just because it's a very good ranged armor to have, and I like the offhands and stuff. Why don't I have maybe the chaotics? I think I do not like dungeoneering. That's just my personal opinion. I can't seem to get the grasp of it. So but I know other people in the clan have almost every single chaotic weapon there is going. So I mean, it can be done and it can be a lot more beneficial for you. But again, like I said, I'm just working with my stats. I currently don't have the chaotics, so but would I recommend them? Yes, go get the chaotics. Maybe even get a royal crossbow if you can work on them. That can also increase your damage. Get Pernix, that can also increase everything. So just work with that, and you'll find that it can give you a lot more profit. You can also use a yak. I didn't mention that before, sorry, but you can use a yak if you have the current levels, or you can use a bull ant even if you don't have that like levels for summoning. You can use a bull ant, anything that can help you and benefit you from getting those extra slots will help. I mean, when I say those extra slots, a bull ant I believe gives you 3 item slot space, so that's about 15k worth of items you can put in there, so it can definitely be worth it. Per trip it's quite worth it. So I take the war tortoise because I have the levels for that. I don't have the levels for the yak as of yet, but I do have a lot of charms to be used up, so hopefully I'll be able to use that. My ability bar at the bottom, you can see down there. If you want to copy that, you're more than welcome to. That's just how I use it, and I find it best for me. I custom set up the key binding to have protect from mage from these with the R here, and also when I'm out of combat and I just want to heal up, I can also press T and it will automatically regenerate my health. So these are quite good. If you do the World's Wake quest, I believe, you can actually get another ability. I can't remember off by heart what it's called. The Guthic's Blessing, I think that's what it's called. And that can be really helpful. Unfortunately, I don't have the Constitution level, but as you can see, I'm working towards it. I'm 1 level away from using this, and I think it's going to be very, very useful. So that can be another way of just staying here for a lot longer. If you bring some magic notes, that can also help. So all these things can help you and benefit you in a long-term manner. If I did miss anything from this video, by the way, guys, I apologize. You can always mention it in the comments, and I'll just put it in the maybe an update video in the future or something like that, because obviously RuneScape does change, and as of Legacy mode coming out soon, and probably will be out by the time that you guys probably see this. So yeah, I mean, things change and different things can help, but I like to use range, and obviously there's no special attack ability at the moment, so the shield wouldn't benefit me properly, but I mean, this works. So where are we at the moment? Have I filled my war tortoise? Yes, I filled that. So I'm just showing you what I'm making in just 5 minutes. That you can see here, it's about to drop. My anti-fire is about to drop, so that'll be 5 minutes I would have had on timer. I've got to be careful because they can actually spec up to 3,000 without an anti-fire, so you've got to be careful with that, but that should be okay as long as I've got prayer on. I'm just going to clean up these herbs here, because these herbs, they give you some experience. I don't suggest picking these up. It's not really benefit, well, it's not going to benefit anybody, so I mean, just if I was you, just chuck them. I'm just going to quickly kill maybe I'll kill 1 more. Unfortunately, I want to take the charms. Even if they're gold charms, I'm still going to take them, just because they can actually help you with spirit terror birds or something like that, but that's the only reason. And I don't need anima, and I don't need these. Okay, so should we do 1 more? Right, we'll do 1 more, and then we can say that that's done. Normally I do it a lot faster if I'm using all my abilities and concentrating on what I'm doing. Oh, see what I was talking about? As long as I don't have an anti-fire, it can actually kill me. So I've got to be careful with that, but I'm good. But I'm just going to drop the gold charm actually, just for the purpose of this video, to show that you can actually gain a lot of money. So here we go. If I go back, I'm going to go to Varrock real quick actually. Yeah, I'm going to go to Varrock, and I'm just going to show you what I do. Obviously I'd normally bank these and then come back as fast as possible, so I'm not spending out a lot of money trying to get war tortoises out, because obviously they cost 15,000 to buy the pouches, and I don't want to be wasting that time that I have with my familiar. So I'd actually make like 4 or 5 trips with the war tortoise, and then I would go tan all these hides, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now, just to show you guys that you can actually make even more profit. So I'm just going to chuck all this in the bank. Also, don't expect to get these grim dwarfs. We herbs all the time, but they are quite common. They're uncommon, but they're quite common, if you know what I mean. It's hard to describe, but yeah. So ignore the fact that I had all these in here, but if I quickly just show you, so I got 21. So if I just take out 21 of the bones, 21, and I take them in noted form, unnoted form. So I'm just showing you how much I make. So this was just one trip. Alright, so I'm up to 59,000 here, just on that. So I'm going to spend, I think it's about 520, it might be a bit less than that, to tan these. So, but so far I've only spent around about 15,000 for the pouch and about 17,000 for a full flask of anti-fires. So that works out about 30k, but you can obviously say that you don't use a full flask and you don't use a full pouch per trip, so you're not spending out 30k per trip. But here you go. Let me just show you what I made in just over 5 minutes. I mean, it was literally just over. I wanted to stay there a bit longer, but we'll say 5 minutes. That's how much I made in 5 minutes. 172k. Whether I sell this for that much, I'm not too sure. So if we subtract from the first total the 30k from that, so that's 140k I made profit. And if I do that for another, I've got enough time here for another 4 more trips, and I've got enough anti-fires there to do 3 more trips. So technically it would have been 4 if I didn't waste it on that last one, so I would have not wasted that much there. Whoops. Let's take out this. So I'm just going to show you how much I just made from this trip. So in just 5 minutes, see if these sell. They didn't sell straight away, unfortunately. Normally they do, but the bones definitely sell because people want them as soon as possible. So that's 87k, and so we'll drop down the price by 5% just for the video. I'd leave them in there, wait until your next trip. So that's 82k profit. 169k I made in 5 minutes, so you can't go wrong with that, right? 169k in 5 minutes, that's a ridiculous amount of money, and that's why I prefer the dragons over everything else. Like, they're amazing at the moment, especially if you don't have the slayers and the dungeoneering levels. Of course you can do frost dragons, you can do any of the ancient things from Slayer, you know, you can do anything, but I prefer dragons. That's my personal preference. I love doing black dragons, blue dragons, red dragons, steel, iron, any dragon. They're really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you did, please leave a like, maybe even a comment down below. Tell me how much you made. I'm really interested. If you actually did take this guide into consideration and you actually went out and did this, tell me how much you made in the amount of time that it took you, because obviously it would take you about 2 minutes if you're walking around with a dust key, that type of thing. But I'm really interested in how much you guys have made, and just leave a little comment down below. I'm really interested actually. And obviously if you do like this channel, please leave a subscribe. You can go check out the clan as well. I think that'll be down in the description, and if you do want to join, you can obviously just speak to one of the clan members and hopefully they'll get you in. We're located on World 21, so if you are interested, we are called TrueRaiders, and yeah, we're pretty much always in the Grand Exchange at some point. So I hope you do like this video. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.